Hi Gemini, welcome to the channel. So today we're going to do a reading on who you are most likely to marry. And this is for Gemini singles, obviously. I got this little kind of like faux diamond at the store the other day, and I thought that was a really good idea for a reading. So we're going to start with a deck that's going to tell me whether or not you already know them. And we'll do your tarot to kind of see what the characteristics are of the person that you will probably marry. And then we're going to look at the zodiac signs at the very end. I'll pull 3 cards just so you kind of can see the possibilities, and also keep in mind those may be their sun or moon or Venus, you know, their prominent placements. So let's start with, do you know this person or not? So Gemini singles, the person that they may marry in the future. Does Gemini know this person? Does Gemini know this person? Does Gemini know their future spouse? No. So somebody new, possibly. Let's look at the tarot and see who this mystery person will be. This is for Gemini singles, sun or moon or Venus placements. We're going to look at who their future spouse is, and apparently probably not someone they know. Gemini, who's your future spouse? Justice. Could be a Libra. Could just be somebody who is like very fair, very balanced. I always think of Justice as being a fairly thoughtful person. Somebody who's worried about, you know, like, hey, I do 50-50, right? We do 50-50. You don't do everything and I sit around, or I don't, you know, do everything and you sit around. So I would say somebody fair, balanced, thoughtful. Could be somebody with a job that is around the justice system too, like military officer, works in the court systems. Doesn't have to be, but that can sometimes be an indicator of somebody having an occupation that is involving the justice system. So Gemini, who will you marry? Gemini singles. Hermit. This could be a very deep thinker. It could be somebody who, you know, really likes to analyze or think about things before they make decisions. Could be somebody spiritual. The Hermit is a seeker. They seek knowledge, they seek answers, they seek guidance sometimes. Could also be somebody who's very introverted, likes time to themselves, that type of a thing. With Justice and the Hermit, I would say it's probably somebody who's just a very, very deep thinker and wants to do the right thing. That would be important to a Hermit because they are usually more spiritual. So Gemini, who will you marry? Ten of Wands. This strikes me with the combo of the Justice and the Hermit. Somebody who is very, feels the weight of the world on their shoulders. You know, if you have somebody who is wired to be really concerned about things being balanced and doing the right thing, they may be somebody who kind of bears the weight of the world on their shoulders because they want to see things being just and right and thoughtful and that type of a thing. So that's something to keep in mind, that this person might be, since they're a deep thinker, they may carry a lot of burdens. Geminis are great at relieving burdens because we're a lot of fun. All right, so let's get a couple more. Who will Gemini singles probably marry? Queen of Wands. This is somebody who's very self-possessed. They're very charming. They're very creative. They just are bold and charismatic type of a person. They could be very attractive physically. Could be somebody you're going to be very attracted to, or is going to be very attracted to you. Hopefully both. Doesn't have to be the female gender. It's more of an energy, but put it where it, you know, fits, kind of a thing. So Queen of Wands. Probably some, like, a passionate connection here. All right, so last but not least, who will Gemini most likely marry? World. This could indicate they're from another country or they live at a distance. Could also be saying this person is, what I want to say, they may have learned a lot, and that is something I would expect to see with somebody with this Hermit energy. They could have been all over the world. They just, you know, they're... In tarot, the world is at the end of the process for the Fool. You start at the beginning with the Fool, and you go to the world when you've learned all your lessons. So this could be somebody very smart, very educated, very well traveled, just very mature too, I would imagine. And again, could indicate physical distance. It could be somebody that is in another country. Maybe you meet them when you travel, type of a thing. I would not say that these cards don't give me any indication that the person is immature in any way. They're probably pretty leveled up. Although with the Ten of Wands, I would be aware that it's probably somebody, like I said, who carries a lot of burdens just from this wanting to do the right thing or this justice energy. So let's kind of take a look at what their potential zodiac signs are. Could be Sun, Moon, Venus placements. Those are the most predominant placements I think about when I draw cards. So Gemini singles, let's get 3. And they could be any combination of these, obviously. Who will Gemini most likely marry? Who will Gemini most likely marry? Woo! Pisces, that's a water sign. So that could be their Sun or Moon or Venus placement, or even be somewhere else in their chart. Who will Gemini most likely marry? Leo. That's fire. And again, Sun, Moon, Venus, or any other prominent placement. Could be a combo of these. Could be none of these. It doesn't have to be. Sagittarius. So this again is another fire sign. You're calling in the fire signs, which makes sense with the Queen of Wands because that represents fire. So Sagittarius, again, Sun, Moon, Venus, or other prominent placements. Could have one of these in their chart somewhere, a combo, what have you. And we're probably got a lot of Geminis watching this video, so it could be different for each of you. But it looks like you're probably attracting in the future someone who's very just, very thoughtful, very educated, very traveled, possibly somebody from another country, somebody who's very passionate or very attractive, and all good combos, but you know, be aware it might be somebody who does carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, and probably not someone that, you know, so future love interest. So hopefully that helps, Gemini, and I will see you next time.